Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly Boyle with TV Insider. I'm here with Alexandra Daddario, the star of Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, premiering Sunday, January 8th on AMC and AMC Plus.
I've spent years building the life I thought I wanted, but there's something inside of me, something that I can't explain, and I'm afraid I can't control.
So, Alexandra, this is the first installment in the Anne Rice universe after Interview with the Vampire premiered. So what did preparing for this Rice adaptation look like for you?
I was really intrigued by who Anne Rice was. I think she's a fascinating woman who wrote these stories for very specific reasons and has a really interesting take on the world and life, and obviously an incredible imagination. So I read a lot of her interviews actually, and read a lot about her and who she was. And obviously Interview with the Vampire is the book and movie that everyone knows. So there's a lot about her discussing Interview with the Vampire. And then it was really wonderful to go dive into her thoughts on Rowan and her thoughts on the Mayfair Witches and the Witching Hour, and get to really know who she was. So that was a big part of preparing. And I was really excited to sort of get to know this world better. I hadn't read any Anne Rice before doing the show. I think Rowan really is someone who really enjoys power and enjoys her success at the same time that she is, dealing with a lot of trauma in ways that maybe aren't that healthy, but that we all do that. And we hide sort of facing ourselves a lot of the time. So I took a lot from that, and she's exhausted and stressed out. And so I had to dive into some of that, but look, I'm familiar with that. So
let's talk about Lasher. He's a very iconic book character. Everyone in the series has different takes on how he should or shouldn't be handled. So how will Rowan's upbringing outside of this world affect how she deals with him?
Well, I think that and in the book too, I'm fascinated because it seems so real to me. I mean, it's the guy you shouldn't like who you can't stop going back to. And Jack did such an incredible job with the character and had such brilliant ideas and is so magnetic on screen. And I think that's a lot of the relationship is this is a woman who can't resist this person she knows she shouldn't be with. And there's this intense connection and she doesn't really understand it, but she doesn't really care. And that's certainly something I think a lot of us can relate to.
When it comes to Lasher, do you think she's more inclined to like or use him, I guess, like Cortland kind of seems to want, or avoid him and see him as this ultimate evil like Carlotta, or maybe somewhere in between?
I think that Rowan, one of the things that it deals with, and Anne Rice wrote about this beautifully, is who are we when we get power? Are we good or evil? Are people bad? Are they good? Are we good people who do bad things? Do we think we're good? Do we justify our bad behavior? Do we justify all this stuff? And I think Rowan is no different than that. I think that she is doing what feels good to her and trying to get by. And she's coming from that baseline as she goes into this new world, and Lasher makes her feel good. And I think she knows that she should do one thing or another thing. She doesn't really understand the world around her either. She's brand new to the Mayfair family. So I don't know that it's in between or one way or the other. I think it's just depending on how she's feeling in the moment. And in this season, she's feeling, she likes them.
And that going with her instinct may seem like a threat to Cortland and Carlotta in their different ways, because they are very measured with how they approach Lasher and everything. So Cyprian sees Lasher in a completely different light. And we don't see much of him in the premiere, but we know that he's a major player. So what can you tease about how Rowan and Cyprian's bond will evolve this season?
This is the other man in her life who is this incredible person and has completely different intentions for her. That the problem is people are keeping secrets from her right and left, and she doesn't know what's up or down. So I feel sympathetic towards Rowan, because even the people who care about her, they can't tell her everything, or they won't, or when they share it with her, it's such a huge piece of information that it's hard to process. So I think that there's a lot that makes her feel like she's very independent and can't trust anyone. But Cyprian is someone that she trusts initially, and you know, they have a really interesting relationship that develops as the season goes on.
Okay, well, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much. Everyone be sure to tune in to Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, premiering Sunday, January 8th on AMC and AMC+.